Hello students, this is Yogita Datar, subject teacher of engineering mathematics from Sri Siddheshwar Women's College of Engineering, Solapur. We are dealing with the unit 1, that is Laplace transform, from our engineering mathematics 3 syllabus. Now we will move to the next point from this first unit, that is Laplace transform of periodic functions. Before going to the result of Laplace transform of periodic function, first we will see what is mean by periodic functions. If f of t is a periodic function of period t, see f of t function is some function of variable t, time variable t, which is denoted as small t, and period is denoted by capital T. Then f of t equal to f of t plus t, which is equal to f of t plus 2t, which is equal to f of t plus 3t, and so on. So such type, if this is the case, then that f of t is called as periodic function of period t. What it means, even after changing the variable in the interval of multiple of t, the function value remains same. So such functions are called as periodic functions of period t. We know that sin t and cos t are periodic functions of period 2 pi. Why? Because sin 0 0, sin 2 pi 0, and sin 4 pi 0, and hence we get the same values after the regular interval of 2 pi, hence it is period 2 pi, and hence sin t and cos t are periodic functions of period 2 pi. Now we will see the result of Laplace transform of periodic function. If f of t is a periodic function, then only we have to apply this result. L of f of t equal to 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus st. Observe here, this t is capital, and the limits of integration are also 0 to t. This t is period t, that is capital T. But in the integrand, it is not the case. Both are small time variable t. So Laplace transform of periodic function f of t, which is a periodic function of period capital T, is given by 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus st into integration from 0 to t e raised to minus st f of t dt. Now see here, since here the integration is different than the definition of Laplace transform of integral, so we cannot use the results of Laplace transform over here. So we have to perform actual integration to get the Laplace transform of periodic functions, and depending on function of t, we have to use integration by parts result to get to solve this integral. Now we will see one example. Question will be, find a Laplace transform of the following functions. Here function is defined as small t upon capital T, and the range for this t variable is given so that we can write its limits for integration. So 0, the lower limit for the variable t is a constant, and upper limit capital T is also a constant. This function is a special function called as sawtooth wave function of period t. Okay. Now, as usual, consider f of t, that is t upon capital T. Here, period t is same as t. So, it is t equal to t. Now, by Laplace transform of periodic function, so first we have to write this general formula of Laplace transform of periodic function. In this step, f of t is replaced by corresponding f of t function. So, it is t upon capital T. As we know, 0 and t, capital T, are constant. So here also capital T is a constant, and it is taken out of the integration because it is a constant multiplier. So from this step, how we get this step? 1 upon capital T from this function definition, which is constant multiplier. Already this part is a constant because capital T is involved here, into integration from 0 to t e raised to minus st into t dt. Now we have to apply here integration by parts result. Why? Because here integrand is a product of two functions of t. One is t, that is algebraic, and second one is e raised to minus st, that is exponential. So we have to first decide the first and second function to apply the integration by parts rule. So as per Liet, algebraic term t is u function, that is the first function, and exponential term e raised to minus st will be v, that is the second term, second function to apply integration by parts rule. Now integration by parts rule, integration of u v dx is equal to u integration of v dx minus integration du by dx integration v dx and one more integration. So here you have to apply different results of integration along with this integration by parts rule. Now in this formula we will replace u as t and v as e raised to minus st. So it becomes t integration e raised to minus st dt. Remember, this is constant multiplier term, so it will remain as it is out of the bracket for integration by parts. So t into integration v means integration of e raised to minus st with respect to time t minus, here it is minus integration d by dt of u, that is d by dt of u means here t function, so it is t into integration of v dx, that is v dt, that is v equal to e raised to minus st dt. And for this integration again here t is written, and this integration is within the limit 0 and capital T, which is period of the function. Okay, now the next part of the solution, I have written that step intentionally again. See, we have applied integration by parts rule. Integration by parts rule is integration of u into v dx, where u and v are two functions of x and their product is an integrand. In that case, the formula is in u into integration v dx minus integration du by dx integration v dx, and again we have to integrate with this one. So here u is t and v is e raised to minus st. So you may get this, that u is replaced by t and v is replaced by e raised to minus st. This is the only replacement part is done over here, and here the limits of integration are 0 and t, so they are written out of the bracket. Now we will simplify this curly bracket terms. This t will be as it is, and we have to write e raised to minus st dt. Integration of e raised to ax dx, this formula you have to apply. It is e raised to ax upon a. Here x is t and a is minus s, so this becomes e raised to minus st upon minus s, minus as it is, this integration as it is. Now d by dt of t is 1, and again same integration result is written over here. Okay, now in these two terms we are having denominator minus s, so we will take that minus sign out of the bracket and it is written over here. So 1 by t, this 1 will become now minus 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus st as it is. Now this first term becomes t e raised to minus st by s, this minus as it is, integration of e raised to minus st again, that is e raised to minus st by minus s, but already one s is there from this term, so it is e raised to minus st upon minus s square, and all this is within the limit 0 t. So it is minus 1 by t, 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus st. Now we have substituted upper limit and lower limit. This first square bracket is for upper limit, so just replace t by capital T. So it is capital T e raised to minus s capital T upon s. This minus minus now becomes plus. So e raised to minus st by s square. This is for the upper limit t equal to t. And now put the lower limit t equal to 0. Now it is very simple. For t equal to 0, this first term will be 0 into something. So it is 0 straight way. Now again minus minus plus. Numerator e raised to 0 is 1. So 1 upon s square. Now we have to just simplify the terms in this curly bracket. This 1 by t, 1 upon 1 minus e raised to minus st as it is. Now here this minus 1, by this minus 1 the terms in the curly bracket are multiplied. So the positive term becomes negative, positive becomes negative, and this is minus, so it is minus minus plus, negative term will become positive. Now in these two terms 1 upon s square is a common term, we can take it common, so it is the only required term over here. So the first constant multiplier part as it is, the curly bracket first term is also as it is. Now from the second and third term 1 upon s square is taken common and positive term is written first. So 1 upon s square into bracket 1 minus e raised to minus st, that is the our final answer. You can keep this as a final answer or you can go to the next step. What is done over here? Here the curly bracket two terms are multiplied by this constant multiplier. Okay, when we multiply the first term by this one, obviously t get cancelled and we get e raised to minus st upon s into 1 minus e raised to minus st. So here it should be s inside the bracket and not outside the bracket. Okay, and then when we multiply by this term to the second term in curly bracket, this complete term which is same as this bracket get cancelled and we just get 1 upon s square t. This s should be inside the bracket. Okay, this minus 1 upon s should be inside the bracket or this curly bracket should be outside the bracket. So this is the answer. So using this method and applying different rules and formulae of integration, we can solve the examples of Laplace transform of periodic functions. Here I have given you one example for practice. Function is very simple, sine of pi t by a. Again from this one it is clear that period is t only and function is this one. So you have to use the integration results very correctly and you have to put or you have to substitute upper limit and lower limit also very correctly. Try to simplify most so that you get most simplified answer. In the next lecture we will move to the next Laplace transform of some another special function. Till then, all the best. Thank you.